Actually, I would like to do this performance for the whole world, especially for the young people, to let them know, because it's not everyone who knows about what happened in Gaza, or like most of the young people, they don't have the clear picture of what's going on.
غرباء 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 ولغير الله لا نحمل الجباه غرباء وارتضيناها شعارا للحياة غرباء ولغير الله لا نحمل الجباه غرباء وارتضيناها شعارا للحياة إن تسل عنا فإنا لا نبالي بالطغاة إن تسل عنا فإنا لا نبالي بالطغاة نحن جند الله دوما عزمنا
I want to be a lawyer so that I can defend the people who have been victimized. Because I feel that Gaza is 100 countries and 1.5 million presidents. You won't find more of them than in the empire of Gaza. The tanks got to our house at 5 in the morning. Mum started gathering the house stuff, and everything turned upside down in a few seconds. Everyone was yelling and carrying what they could. And we ran into the streets not knowing where to go.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today, 22 young people from all over the world, 18 countries, 13 languages, all of them have come here to the UN to bring out the voices of the 33 young Gazans who wrote these monologues, who were deprived from leaving the Strip because of the siege that is imposed there for 3 years now. In Ashtar Theatre, we believe in the power of theatre to create change. The 33 young people in Gaza and the people who came here to present these voices, they are hoping that you will make a difference in their lives. We're putting these monologues in your hands.
Aren't we human?
After me. We're going back home.
De máig nem tudja, hogy miért nem vittem akkor kenyeret.
क्या? मेरे जनाजे पे सिर्फ 10 लोग?
But unfortunately, I'm not the president, and that's why there was a war.
What she's doing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience because it is a very special project, but I would like to help, go on helping people through drama, hopefully, because I want to act for the rest of my life. I would like to be an actor, and hopefully I'd also do something with art, but my passion is in drama. So through drama, I would like to help other people.
What I actually want to do is I want to be a doctor and a cardiac surgeon. Just because I think that when you help a person, it just really, it kind of makes us all equal. And when you help someone and getting that close to a person, it involves a lot of trust from both ends, and you need to not a lot of people help out these days. So many people are very selfish and greedy. And when you know that you've done something to help a person, I mean, it's just great, and it's self-rewarding by itself.
Mijn ambitie is dansen en ik ga daar echt wel in verder gaan. Het maakt me niet uit hoe of waar. Ik wil daar gewoon mijn passie van maken. En ik zal zeker ook mensen blijven helpen. Misschien niet mensen van andere landen, maar gewoon ook mensen van dichtbij.
Close your eyes. What part of your body needs to move? Let it move. Let it move. Let it move. Go ahead. Let it move. Let it move. Let it move. Let it move. Let the sound come out. Let it go. Let it go. Let the sound out, guys.
From the first night, I got into a fight with another girl, over a quarter of a meter. Who's going to sleep in it? I don't know how we slept. On top of each other? Like a mountain of old, discarded and forgotten clothes. 3 days later, we went back to the house in the neighborhood. But a lot of things had changed. The neighborhood wasn't the same, and the people weren't the same either. The biggest change in me is that I became a gossip. Honestly, I can't hold my tongue.
I grew up in conflict. Just last year, our own war ended. And growing up in conflict, I can understand, I can relate to what these children in Gaza are going through. And by actually doing this, it also kind of helped me to resolve some of my own feelings about the conflict in my own country. So that's basically my motivation for acting in the Gaza monologues.
Ik ben eigenlijk altijd al iemand geweest die graag mensen helpt. Misschien niet altijd mensen die ik niet ken. Ik help graag mijn vrienden. Als ze mij nodig hebben, dus ze kunnen altijd op mij rekenen. En ik denk dat dat belangrijk is, niet om alleen je vrienden te helpen, maar ook gewoon andere mensen. En ik denk dat ik dat wel verder wil doen. Want ik ben dat nu aan het doen en ik wil dat ook verder doen in mijn leven.
I always loved to help others, but I think this is a kind of you put yourself in a superior position if you say you help others. That's why I would not really say I help them, but I spread the message, and this is a real honor to me because they put a lot of trust in us, and I love to be trusted in, so this is really something that makes me glad and one of the reasons I love to do this.
Wir waren weit weg vom Haus. Das waren die längsten 5 Minuten meines Lebens. Es wurden 10. Sie fühlten sich an wie Jahre. Ich war verwirrt. Meine Träume und Gedanken kamen in meinem Kopf durcheinander. Die Welt spielte mit mir. Sie schlug mich hin und her. Und der Traum von der Kinderärztin schien sehr weit entfernt.
The other thing is, now that I know about the topic, about what's going on there in Gaza, I think it's actually, it wouldn't take so much to help those people. I mean, they're teenagers. It's not their fault they live in Gaza. It's not their fault that there's lots of bombings all the time, and it really makes me angry that such easy, logical decisions are not made.
Ich konnte nicht mehr auf meinen Beinen stehen. Alle im Haus fingen an zu schreien und zu heulen. Mein Vater umarmte mich und meine Schwester und sagte, hab keine Angst.
And this really makes me angry, and that's also why I want to show that it's obvious. You have to do something.
And when you open your eyes, you could do, say, move, sing, dance, paint, shout, hug, sleep, run, do whatever you wish to do.
पाकिस्तान हो गया एक पास हिंदू हिंदी हिंदुस्तान.
For me, being here is like, it's a privilege. So I just want to pass the message, and for the leaders, like world leaders, to know that we children of the world are crying, and then I'm sure we'll make a change.
The first thing actually what happened that day was that we had a Skype date with the people who wrote our monologues, and it was very touching to see them. When I saw the girl who wrote my monologue, I was amazed because she's so strong, and I mean she really has a very sweet face, and I can't imagine her being in such a horrible situation and having to struggle every day.
Hello, Liam. I'm Joey from Germany. And I really want to know, do you still have your teddy bear?
وهي حابة تعرف إذا دبك معك دبدوبك الصغير معك.
I feel the same.
Okay. يلا who else? When you have. Okay. Look.
That moment I really felt, on the one hand I felt that those stories are really happening, and that it's not a play, it's reality. And the other thing that was really touching for me was just to again appreciate how good my life is, that I'm living in a peaceful country, and I have lots of rights, and I am free to do whatever I want.
She speaks English. She's very Marnie, I'm doing your monologue. But I'm doing your monologue as a dance. I want to say something in Arabic that I know. What?
Oh, okay.
اوكي منو بدها تقول لكم شيء بالعربي تعلمته؟
Yes?
Yeah, say.
بهك بك.
Raise your voice, raise your voice.
بهك بك.
بحبك.
بهك بك.
بحبك.
أنا عم بقول لك بحبك. أنا بحبك في I love you.
Okay.
Bye.
You're so powerful.
إيه
I'm really touched by your monologue.
هو بيحب يقول لكم انه المونولوج تبعك كثير قوي وهو كثير متاثر بالمونولوج تبعك.
I feel really connected to you and I feel
كثير حاسس باتصال بالمونولوج تبعك هو حاسس فيه.
I'm gonna do my very best to get all of your voices out and really tell the world what you have been through.
هيدا فيكتور من زيمبابوي كمان بيقول مونولوجك. Thank you very much for doing your monologue and this work. It's a big success. It's gonna be a very big success. Okay.
There for you. I feel for people. I feel for young people, and I say, like, if I got this, someone had to get it too.
Heute lebe ich in Gaza, als wäre es Paris. Ja, ich sehe den Schmerz, die Traurigkeit und die Tragödien. Aber Gaza ist wie ein Phönix, der aus der Asche aufsteigt nach seinem Tod und sich in den Himmel erhebt. Immer wenn... Hi!
I was very nervous this morning when we performed in front of the UN. It was actually the only time I was really nervous to perform. And I also felt very exhausted afterwards because those were, all of us knew that those were the important people, that they really have to see the message. And I think everybody put everything, all his energy, to show them how the situation is. And because it was not a normal audience. They were men in suits, hiding emotions behind their faces, so you couldn't see any smile, any tear, any movement actually. So it was very exhausting to give all the time. That I immediately fell asleep after the performance, and most of us were crying because it was very surreal to finally, we've worked very hard to do this, and then finally we did it in half an hour, and then the moment was gone. And I hope that this half hour really changed some minds in the UN.
So am I. Guys, that's it.
breathe in, thinking of your partner in Gaza. Breathe out, telling him or her whatever you want to tell on stage.
Gaza de mooiste en de grootste stad op aarde was. But once I went with my dad to Jaffa and came back with my head spinning. I felt that Gaza was the size of a needle hole. And it wasn't beautiful. And it keeps getting smaller and worse. I wanted to be an electronics engineer. But since the war, I hate going to school. I feel like I won't be anything important in my life. And even if I will, so what? It's all the same in this city. Am I going to be the prettiest flower on a garbage heap?
Was haben Sie getan? Was haben Sie mit dem Krieg zu tun?
Every pit has a bottom, except Gaza. I dream of living one day in freedom.
Shame on you for what you're doing to Gaza and me. I mean, I felt that if I didn't help myself, no one would. Every second, I thought I was going to die.
The war was targeting me alone. Out of all the people in Gaza, all day I've been seeing martyrs. In the Shifa hospital, I saw a sight that I will never forget. Hundreds of corpses, one on top of the other, their flesh, their blood and their bones all melting on each other. You wouldn't know the man from the woman or even the child. Piles of flesh on the beds and lots of people screaming and crying, not knowing where their kids are, their men or their women.
When you were on stage, you just
You're great. Thanks.
I have to
Good job.
Yeah, and seriously, guys, it's like all of us put in so much work into this. It's like it's not one performance. It's like a million performances in one giant body of amazingness. It makes sense in my head.
Ik zou zeggen, waarom oorlog? Waarom kunnen we gewoon niet allemaal vrienden zijn? Waarom moeten er ruzies ontstaan? Waarom kunnen we niet gewoon vrede hebben in de wereld? En ik zou zeggen, free Gaza en leef je leven hoe het is en stop met die bullshit.
I think that basically you should always try and help people and be selfless, because if you become greedy and if you become materialistic and you don't pay attention to the people around you, you end up not comfortable with yourself after a while if you see how unclean morally you are.
Something really great I learned here is if you trust yourself, things can really made happen. So I would say it's quite cheesy to say believe in yourself, but if there is some kind of trust that is always there, miracles are happening. I mean, I had so many wonderful moments here and so many things coming true I would never have hoped of. that I got back some trust in the world. I don't know, in something that is on my side. And